Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gaming Toucan. Welcome. This is episode 3 of Europa Universalis series, in which I'm playing as Florence, or the Republic of Florence, as you can see, and our goal is to restore the Roman Empire, all the while explaining how combat and trade in this game works in particular. And we're going to need to understand combat profoundly if we are going to get control over the Italian peninsula and France, as well as Castile, Ottomans, Mamluks, Maghreb and Mashriq regions in the future. Now, with that being said, let's get back to where we left last episode, and we are in a war with Corsica, Mantua and Ragusa. The enemy forces are divided into 3 groups. As you can see, we are fighting 2 of them right now, and the third one is being pacified by our fleet. It's easy to divide enemies like that on the sea if you have the naval superiority, as in this case other situations might not be so welcoming. Now, with that being said, let's think about our idea groups, because we were going to choose one at the end of the last episode, or we were going to choose one, but at the end of the last episode we decided to do it in this one, and after some consideration I have decided to go defensive ideas, particularly for the attrition bonus, although morale of armies in the early game is also very useful. This is definitely just a superbly solid ideas group. So with that being said, we're going to go defensive. Already we're going to do battlefield commissions and return to combat. So our forces are fighting valiantly against the Mantuans and Corsicans. Corsica is actually not the war goal in this fight. It's merely a mean to an end, and the end in this case is, of course, the control of Ragusa. We want to expand a new frontier of our expansion, and in this case it will be the other half of the Adriatic Sea. Expansion into Mantua is going to be difficult, so we're going to have to wait with that. This is Holy Roman Empire still, as you can see, and we don't want to be in the unlawful territory area. And the burghers are still disloyal at 0%, but we can't give them land until we have reduced their influence level. Unfortunate, but that Diplo points were, I believe, worth it. After all, we are only losing some money due to trade efficiency. But that's not that important, and let's focus on more important things. And right now the most important thing is, of course, the war we're fighting. I believe this is good for us. Milan and Venice, and the antagonism is very much welcome, even though Milan doesn't stand much of a chance against Savoyard Venetian alliance. Whatever the situation, we will benefit from it profoundly in the future. Now, when it comes to Sicily, this is a true corridor. 3 countries on a 3-province island. Well, this will need to be rectified. We're going to take control over that island as soon as an opportunity presents itself. Now, we could talk to the Pope and ask for a proclamation of holy war, but I don't think that's particularly valuable right now. We could bless a ruler and get even more prestige, but right now, frankly, there's nothing that we could use in particular for our benefit, so we're just going to invest some influence for papal control chances. We have no other missions. We're going to take it, cross our fingers, keep them crossed, and hope for a positive outcome. Though we're not really putting much attention into it. We're going to take military drill and leave those defensive ideas for the time being, even though birthplace of the Renaissance is really nice. Not good, and we could, but no, we're just going to wait. no one wants to work is an unfortunate event. And I suppose, where's our fleet? Yes, we could handle 2 Corsican ships. Let's get a month more to have some maneuvering field. Good. Now, what's the goal of this conflict? As I said, Ragusa. After we take Dubrovnik, the city of Ragusan's state, we're going to expand into Bosnia and Serbia. Since Serbia is guaranteed by Hungary, we will have to attack Bosnia in order to take control over Serbia. So this is not good. The enemy has won a naval engagement against us, which we did not expect in particular. We're going to have to retreat. We have lost 2 ships, a painful defeat. And we'll have to think how to rectify this situation. No matter, after taking Corsica, we will focus on going after Ragusa. Mantua is just a nice piggy bank in this case, and I'm sure we're going to benefit from it financially. The conflict with Mantua, I mean. Okay, so time's passing by and flying when you're having fun. Now we need to re-establish our naval position. Though risking transport ships is not exactly optimal. And that 2% galley definitely needs some repairing. Now, we could march to Ragusa, though the majority of enemy fighting forces are there. And we lack manpower a little bit, at least on this part of the land. Now let's get this peace deal so that we don't fall into deficit. Unnecessary, and 200 ducats will certainly serve our purpose better. War reparations. I think we're going to get this. Wait a little bit for them to change their mind. We have a month. So now it would be nice for them to leave the Trade League of Venice. We're going to pass on war reps and go for the trains for trade power. We don't want them to stay in alliance with Venice. That could be a more astute diplomatic decision rather than going for war reps, as they don't earn much. So with 200 ducats in our budget, we can use that money to expand a little bit. And in this case, barracks in Firenze seem like a nice idea. Now, we lost the conditional military access, which was a mistake by me. And we lost a general, though that man wasn't particularly amazing. It's still a loss, and we'll have to get 20 points to rectify that situation. We're going to get it from Grand Generalship, and this sucks, but we're not going to spend points. This is the best we can get. And apparently Salzburgians don't want to fight the Ragusans. Well, they are going to fight them, so we're going to enter Ragusa right now. Why are we still exiled is the question. So we failed the mission. The speed is a little too high, I think, so yeah, the Salzburgians have beat the Ragusans. This is nice. They are bleeding out on Salzburg, which doesn't cost us anything. We failed to become the papal controller. Spain is now in control. So it will be a while before we can attempt to do that again. Now let's try to go to Ragusa again, and perhaps why are we getting exiled all the time? I don't understand, though. Don't we have access? Oh, we don't have access to the Pope's lands. Well, now we do. We should be able to march there rather successfully. Okay. We are walking nice. And Corsica is going to fall soon enough. We'll see what the enemy forces are there. I suppose it's only Ragusan troops which are battered after the last fight. Our superior morale should prove more than enough to crush the recuperating Ragusans, especially on a flat ground where they don't have any benefits. So we have more cavalry, the enemy is weakened, their morale sucks, our tactics are better from military technology. 5 versus 6 spells doom for Raguzans, so this is going to be a formality. Even though we still lost 1,000 men, and that's a little much for my personal taste. Unfortunate, but well, what can you do? Sometimes inevitable. Let's block Corsica again and finish this siege and move to sieging up Dubrovnik. Okay. So now we can speed up just a tiny bit. After all, we are waiting for sieges to end, and since enemy doesn't have any fighting force, we can reduce army maintenance and fort maintenance at the same time while at war. I know it's a little bit risky perhaps, but we don't really are in face of any danger. Now we are going to change this man, as he has failed us with obsessive perfectionist trait, and we're going to go for another military candidate, since we are investing in military ideas, and keeping ahead of military tech is actually absolutely essential for our strategy to work. Now this sucks, we lost the 4 shock general, and let's see the man's trait. Navigator. Okay, not too good, but we will not spend any more time on re-rolling leaders to base in Salento, and gain 1 and lose 1 in Firenze, plus pay money. So it's increase of 1 development total manpower, but we don't have barracks in here, plus it's controlled by the burghers. I think we are going to actually pass on that offer of gaining 1 development total. I think in the long run this will have been a wiser choice. So our war with Ragusa is going well. A proxy conflict like that is an excellent way to expand. You start by fighting a country that is not has ally which you really want to hit. We don't call Ragusa as co-belligerent in the conflict, as they are guaranteed by the Ottomans, and because they have gotten involved into a fight that they cannot win, they are going now to pay the consequences of their folly. In this case, they are going to give away the provinces to us. Fine, almost done. Though couldn't be sooner, I suppose. Now let's see states here. Yep, Pope, not really interested. This is certainly a province we'd like to claim. After all, claiming a province reduces its coring costs, so always worth to do that if you can afford it. Oh, and that's particularly lucky. One of the better events that can happen with defensive ideas. Another 15% morale with our bonus, 15% already. So our max morale is, well, of course, right now, let's see, I'm curious myself. 4.26, we are really ahead of time regarding morale. And this will be particular use. Our troops are very powerful and they can defend rather well. Okay, so this sucks. We're going to lose admin power and military tradition, but we don't want to put burghers anymore ahead. We could do it. Where do they lose influence? It's kind of long. It's 7 years. I think we actually can afford to do it. all things considered. Although getting admin and military support is really tempting. This is one of the difficult decisions actually. There are many ramifications which we need to take into account. Getting points. I think we're actually going to pass. We're going to get 15 years of a debuff. The penalty for Bulgar's loyalty is lowered because, well, they are at 0 anyway, so we're going to do that, and we're going to demand admin and military support with such levels of loyalty. Okay, let's get these. And this is excellent. We can also send emissary to the Pope, which should be useful, I suppose. And do we need we don't really need money that badly. We've lost a lot of manpower, so we are going to get Holy War Proclamation and increase that recovery speed. Let's hope for a quick end of this bloody conflict. Right now we are gathering points for Tech 7. We'll have to wait with that, although, well, it is rather tempting, damn it. So right now it costs 1,444. We'll have to wait 5 years with current tempo. And corruption present in the state. Let's root out this corruption, get the idea, and see what happens next. Now, we're going to get Ragusa as part of the peace deal. And no one really cares, as you can see, about this. Well, let's see. Naples and Venice can't really form a coalition against us. And we're getting free money, so this is excellent. We are going to core Ragusa now, obviously, as we are going to use this as a staging point for an invasion into Balkans. We even have a casus belli presented immediately, so this is damn nice. We can increase army maintenance. We don't really want to fight Corsica or annex it. We could vassalize it and start feeding it some satellite states. But we don't really need that aggressive expansion in this region. We're just going to get cash, war reps, perhaps annulment of treaties. Well, we can get transfer trade power. It doesn't cost us a diplo slot. So yeah, let's keep that alliance because it's useful for our purpose. And here we're done with another war, so it's not enough to win a war. As you can see, our casualties were almost half to attrition. I hope that with defensive ideas and improved foraging, this number could be reduced. It's a horrible waste. The enemy was defending, so he lost only troops in battle. As you can see, well, we have lost more to attrition during sieges. So yeah, this is good. Now we can send our forces to Ragusa and prepare a staging invasion point against the Balkans. No point in waiting, really, especially for Serbia. We want the Serbians to be a part of our realm, and I think we could actually vassalize them, as the Serbians are rather useful as vassals. They are Orthodox, alien religion to Christians. Well, they are heretics. So yeah, we're going to prepare for conflict against the Bosnians. Why can't we select them as a rival? Yeah, it's worth 100 diplo points to get all that sweet power projection. So we're going to rival Serbia, get our troops there. Let's see what the enemy army is. The Bosnians have, we're going to rival Bosnia, of course. So the Bosnians have 7,000 troops, as we could have seen, and the Serbians are going to have 10,000 troops. And I'm more concerned about the Serbians as they have manpower recovery speed and reinforcer speed from the start, so we don't want to make it a long conflict. We want to bleed them dry relatively fast. Since we have 5 units of knights, we're going to add one more, get it transported to Dubrovnik and move with an assault. More competent shock general would be nice, and let's try. Okay, this is good enough. It pains me to waste those points, but we really needed someone who can challenge the Serbians in the field. They are dangerous and we really need to be at our best. We don't want a leader, but that guy with 2 sieges also useful, Mr. Orsini. So yeah, another church, an investment which will return itself in like 70 years or something, so totally worth it. Building a spy network in Serbia will be necessary. We can hold out on Naples for the time being. We have a year until the truce is over. Interesting. How about war against them? Okay, we have no casus belli, so this is a dangerous avenue of expansion. The French aren't strong enough to challenge the Castilians, though we have tech advantage. And we also have tech advantage here, so okay, we have our 17,000 troops. Mr. Orsini. This is a bug. We have 4 morale and full army maintenance, so this is simply wrongly shown. Let's launch an invasion. We don't want to take Serbians as co-belligerents because they are being guaranteed by Hungary. So let's go like this. Let's call Salzburg and Siena as our allies. And excellent, let's begin another conflict. Move to whom? With Mr. Orsini, Mr. Corsini on the other hand. Let's trap Serbian fleet where it stands. Though this might be actually difficult, they have 3 galleys. We'll see how it goes. So, the enemy is already assaulting. We need to reinforce our troops. Our technological... This is horrible that we're fighting in the mountains. The enemy has advantage here. We have no garrison because we just increased maintenance. Okay, we'll need to win in those mountains, which is very hostile territory. We'll see how it goes. We have 4.2 morale and better military tactics, so that should win us this battle. And yeah, the battle is over. We just stack wiped the Bosnians. There's no real conversation about this afterwards. And of course the enemy might invade our army at home, but will be capable of retreating to that position. Our goal right now is to siege Kosovo, as it's a gold mine, and we actually don't want to fight that fleet. It's heavier than ours. Okay, so Travunia is taken. Let's wait with that and move with Kosovo like this. So yeah, this is okay. This isn't good news. We have devastated enemy military through lightning strike, and that has guaranteed our victory. Now our allies will make quick work of our enemy. We have defeated them in the first engagement, and we don't really want to get engaged any more with enemy main troops. One battle is enough, especially one in which we have managed to kill 7,000 Bosnians and have a stack wipe. Kosovo is ours, so the enemy doesn't have a gold mine anymore. We continue to siege as we don't know what the Ottomans are doing right now and if they wouldn't be considering starting a war against the Serbians. And this is most fortunate news, as we will be considering a war against Tunis. Let's see what the military is. 4,000. They are out of the conflict, so Tunis will probably become next place for our expansion. Right now we're busy with establishing staging grounds for further invasions. So that's that. Let's keep this country occupied, and the enemy is regrouping troops. So, oh wow, France is an ally. That must have costed a lot of favors or promise of land. Anjou and Nantes. I'm not really familiar with French pronunciation, so can't really help on that one. No point in building churches. That return rate is not really worth it. We have a serious sailor problem, so we are going to invest in docks just a little bit. It will be worth it in the long run, I hope. We are saving this power now for our tech. Unfortunate that we had to spend so much on it on a diplomat, but that's that. So Lucca is in a war against Ferrara. I think this isn't going to be a long conflict. Wow, how did Serbians get into Firenze? That's surprising, I have to confess. Well, getting taxes would be nice in the short run, but we'll need manpower and a lot of it to realize our strategic goals. So the Ottomans have tech 7 already. We can have a war with Naples. Let's speed up this conflict just a little bit, as we need to hurry. Okay, let's go. Mr. Corsini is going to siege Branicevo, Serbian capital. And this is unfortunate that our leader has died. We need to keep a military candidate. And he's young, so if he has a good trade, he'll do. And Com's nice. So let's see what kind of a general he is. Terrible, if I may say so, but he'll do. So that's how they did it. Well, we can suffer some devastation right now. As you can see, our allies are working tirelessly in our stead to waste their manpower and extinguish enemy troops, which is very fortunate, and that is exactly what we have called them to arms for, especially that we're going to break the alliance with Siena anytime soon, as we need to, well, we need to have a diplo slot for Serbia as a vassal. And we're going to take Hum just to complete our mission, which will give us manpower recovery and prestige, always nice. Not too troubling at this point. The enemy conquest of southern Italy. The only problem is it's giving us a lot of war devastation, which sucks, but there's no way around it at this point. Let's see if we can speed things up. Not really, we have to siege Serbia and treat with them directly. Good, so capital is ours. That means that they... oh, that requires more than 100% war score. Unfortunate, unexpected, unwelcome. So what is this? Raskazet. Okay, we're going to take a single state. It's Orthodox lands, so not many people should really mind after taking this fort, of course. So Ferrara. Oh, we have lost Casus Belli against Ferrara. I wonder why. Never mind. So Serbians are at our mercy. They will give us an entire state. We want them to keep an alliance with Bosnia as it's useful to us. Okay, so our armies are exiled. Do we need troops staged in this land? I think we actually do. And what about Bosnia? Oh. Interesting. Wonder why on earth would the Ottomans guarantee us as a matter of rivalry against Hungary? Well, with the Ottomans as our protector, we can go brave. Not too brave, of course, but we'll see what's available. Naples is no longer truced. Bosnia, Serbia is, so this creates genuine risk of coalition, and we don't really want to have a war against the Hungarians, especially that they have the super king Matyas Nyadi, and Laszlo is rather shitty. So Tunis is our next target. They will be weak. Okay, we are going to have to reduce autonomy or increase autonomy. It always sucks to take Orthodox provinces, but there's no way around it in this case, at least. Core it and see what happens next. Okay, we're going to take only whom, I suppose. Oh, what is the state? The entirety of Bosnia. No, so okay. We're going to take whom only, as we need those points on Tunis. We can't afford a coalition, so we're going to do it like that. Humiliate, take whom, take Travunia, Wallachia as well. Can we risk it is the question. We have powerful allies. Is Bosnia worth it? It's another 147 admin points. Difficult decision actually. Its development isn't really big. I don't think we are, actually even going to make it a state for a very long time. So we might just as well get only whom. Oh, I can't really make up my mind. Horrible state. But I suppose this is the best deal. We'll get a vassal and we'll use Bosnians to expand further. Yes, this is the deal. Good, we have gotten a lot of power projection, so this is worth it for the time being. Let them have high liberty desire, we'll deal with it later. Now with that being said, let's grant them a province. That is whom, of course. Okay, now we can pay off their debt, which will make them more loyal and improve relations. Okay. 20th September, no problem. Well, we'll use that time to break diplo relations with either Siena or Salzburg. Now, since we're Salzburg's only ally and it's in a place where we don't really want to get involved with, I suppose this is only natural to do. Okay, so we are a target of a coalition. We need to start working fast. Converting any state to Catholic is out of the question. Now our rival should be Tunis, Naples and Venice. Yes, indeed. But never mind, this is an improvement. We are expanding. We need to send a diplomat, skilled one, to Bosnia, improve our relations with our friends right there, who might not be too loyal, but they'll come around soon enough. Do you want to keep sending from Tunis? Or perhaps... Yes, we're actually going to send this merchant to Genoa, as it sends more. And thus we earn more. Though our overextension is certainly hurting us. Well... So, another successful conflict. We have expanded rather effectively. Unrest is superbly high in those Orthodox provinces. I'm afraid we're going to have rebels, unfortunately. Why have you got rebels? War exhaustion. And separatism. And conflicts within city because it's under burger control, yeah, obviously. Never mind, I have just the thing for you. Okay, this is borderline dangerous, but we want to have a theologian. We're certainly not going to take this. We're going to have a theologian to reduce the unrest just a little bit and make it less likely for rebels to appear. The Serbians will eventually come, and we need to be ready. Okay, so East Adriatic will become our state, and we have done it to give it to the burghers. They will be disloyal, but it's still an improvement over 99% autonomy. We could lose papal influence or prestige, and I think prestige at this time and place is more useful. I think we're going to take actually let's take papal influence just for clergy loyalty. Why not? Anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to conclude this episode. Our war with Corsica, Mantua and Ragusa has given us the expected result. We have managed to conquer Ragusa and use it as an invasion point towards the Balkans. Now we have a vassal, some Orthodox provinces which are a problem, and we'll see what happens next. I'm actually considering giving this to Bosnia and allow them to use their superior ideas, but perhaps we'll do it in the future episode. Thank you, and see you again next time.